Hello, everyone, and welcome to Get More Clients. I'm your host, Lynn Whitbeck. Business owners and entrepreneurs hire me to ignite winning sales because most are chasing down leads, lack client retention, conversion, and profit. The mission of this show is to educate, inspire, and motivate women and men around the world to build a robust sales strategy to get more clients, because many can't get more clients and haven't a clue why. You will learn to transform thinking to the client's perspective, eliminate the lengthy, chaotic sales cycle to ignite your sales and unleash lasting profits. You'll also have the opportunity to connect with me further to see how I can support you beyond today. Your client journey is from the initial spark to raving fan. Creating a seamless path along each leg of your client journey is how you achieve consistent, repeatable results. Crafting an easy, effortless means for your client to transition from making the decision to working with you to beginning the work is a critical step in earning valuable introductions and more business from your clients. So, several months back, I signed up for a new business technology tool. Within hours, I had received too many emails to count. I mean, it was like more than 10. They had different URLs, different login credentials for each part of the service. Yeah, just let that sink in. It was an incredible hot mess. And it took hours just to wade through all of it and sort it out and figure out what was what. In fact, that sort of onboarding portion of this, it just killed my initial enthusiasm to move forward with the solution because it was so chaotic. It was like, what is it going to be like trying to work with this technology solution? It was incredibly confusing. It created a ton of additional work that was completely unnecessary. So here's the thing. Implementing the solution, in this case, this technology solution, has not been any easier. And to be perfectly honest, it's been stalled as a result. More important, I have had no desire to recommend this tool to any of my peers. My onboarding experience negated all of the positive feelings I had accumulated during the sales process. That's why after the sale is so critical. You want to maintain the great client relationship that you've built. You want to expand upon it. You want to make it even greater. Now, last week, I shared how to turn no to yes, making sure everyone is happy. Today, I will show you why after the sale is crucial to your growth and success. After your client says yes, woohoo, there's more work to do. Since you truly desire to help and serve your clients, you will be smoothly transitioning from selling your product or service to implementing your solution to deliver lasting impact for your client and their business. By the end of today's show, you will know how to clarify next steps with a minimal actionable commitment, reinforce your client's decision to work with you, heck yes, and be humble and express your gratitude. Your transition from selling to implementation begins with clear expectations. You need to set clear expectations, collaborative planning, and dedicated support. So the first thing is to immediately clarify next steps. This is getting that minimal actionable commitment to get started. Now, this could be setting up a kickoff meeting and or initiating the contract process. Establishing clear and realistic expectations with your client regarding what the implementation process will entail, including timelines, milestones, and outcomes. Now, I'm going to give you examples in today's episode all the way through, because some of you may be thinking, heck, I don't really have an implementation. I just start working with them. Well, So here's an example for a business coach. Your implementation could include a session calendar, access to an online portal, and homework for your client to complete before your first session. So whatever your solution is, providing this clarity helps manage your client's expectations and minimizes misunderstandings. Transparency is the key to building trust. And for some of you, this could also include a service level agreement, which could be part of the transition process from selling to delivering your product or service. Now, a service level agreement, commonly referred to with the acronym SLA, outlines the specific expectations, responsibilities, and commitments between you and your client. SLAs commonly include your scope of services, responsibilities of both your organization and your client, and the escalation procedures to resolve issues efficiently. When you're transitioning from sales to implementation, involve your client in the planning process. Now, this could include that service level agreement. In fact, service level agreements often are points of negotiation, certainly in corporate and network and enterprise level sales. But as you're involving your client in the process, the reason is it helps ensure that your solution aligns with their vision and fosters a sense of ownership on their part and commitment from your client's side. Now, throughout this process of the implementation, doing the collaboration, planning with them, always be open to and seek feedback from your client. Be willing and ready to make adjustments to your implementation plan if needed. The implementation process should be a dynamic, evolving collaboration to ensure your solution remains effective. Now, I'm going to go back and use that example that I just had of a business coach. Now, you could be setting up a weekly session that you'll be meeting with someone, but there's going to be a couple weeks that you may miss. It could be a holiday week. It could be a week that you have a planned vacation, or a week that your client already has a planned event that they will not be able to attend a session. So that is that flexibility, and that's establishing and collaborating with them to set a calendar for the sessions that you'll be having. So that's just one example. Now, the other key part about this planning and setting clear expectations is to implement key performance indicators, known as KPIs. And there are other metrics to measure the impact of your solution. Whatever product or service you have, establishing some KPIs, key performance indicators, and metrics around your product or service is really an important piece that you will discover that you can use for many reasons, for case studies, for testimonials, for quarterly business reviews that we'll be covering. But it really, no matter what you do, you can establish key performance indicators. Now, you want to plan to regularly review and share progress reports with your client to demonstrate the value you are delivering. So you may think that whatever you do is so soft that you don't have a key, there's no like hard metric. Well, there really is. You can ask where they are mentally, their mindset at the beginning of working with them, and then check that progress report. And you can do it with asking very specific questions, with like 5 different levels, so that you can actually track their progress through the journey that they're on with you. And that is a great way. There is always, absolutely always, a way that you can establish some KPIs that you can control, that you don't necessarily need your client to be tracking. In fact, requiring them to do the heavy lifting often isn't a winning solution, because they won't do the work. But you can do the work by the different things that you put in place. Now, if your solution involves new tools, technologies, or processes, you need to provide comprehensive training. Often thorough training to your client and their team. You want to offer this because it will ensure they feel confident and capable of using your solution effectively. So, and make sure that you have that everything nice and clean in a single document, and don't send them 10 or 20 different emails with different user URLs and credentials. Okay, avoid that. Now, in some instances, you may have a client success manager or other primary point of contact for your client after the sale. Now, once again, this is really common in B2B, enterprise level, corporate sales. So you'll have a team, and that team is going to help support the client, and they may become the primary initial point of contact for general inquiries because you sold the project, the program to the decision maker, but they in turn are going to shunt this down. They're going to hand it off to someone who's going to be executing and managing the program on the client's behalf. And you're doing the same on the sales behalf. You're going to have a team that's managing that day-to-day interaction. Now, or your solution could involve other people or departments in your client's business. So whatever the case, you must personally make the introductions and connections for a smooth transition. And after the handoff, be sure to check in periodically to ask, how's it going, with open-ended questions. Those are things you can plan and make sure that you're receiving that valuable input and feedback. Listen for any signs of frustration or areas of concern. Step in to identify and resolve issues early. Address any questions or concerns promptly to build trust and maintain your positive client relationship. You are the client's advocate. Serve them and deliver value, strengthening your relationship. Now, it's also very important to reinforce your client's decision almost immediately after they've made it. I mean, a heck yes. Don't send them those 10 to 20 emails with all that confusing information. Okay. There are many avenues to achieve this, including celebrating successes, reporting on measured progress, and promoting collaboration with continual process improvements. Recognize and celebrate milestones and achievements with your client. These not only acknowledge their investment, but also strengthens your partnership. Now, here's a bonus tip. When you are recognizing and celebrating those milestones and achievements, be sure to CC in the decision maker, giving some kudos to the person that you're working with primarily to execute the program or the project, the solution. And it's a way to report back to the decision maker about the milestones and achievements. All right, now continue to engage with your client beyond the initial implementation, considering offering ongoing services, maintenance, or upgrades to ensure the solution continues to meet their evolving needs. Use insights that are gained from the implementation process to improve your product or service continually. Let me tell you, complacency is your enemy. There are always areas that you can improve and refine as you go on, and you'll discover new tools or services that you can implement that will make the process even better. Listen carefully to any concerns and for those areas of delight, and ask probing questions to gain insights into potential opportunities for improvement and future business. Client feedback is invaluable for making necessary enhancements to your solution and creating new areas of growth. Well, now we're on to sharing and expressing your gratitude. Showing gratitude and commitment to your new client after the sale is, of course, a courteous gesture, but it's another way to strengthen your client relationship. And when it's from the heart and you're really excited to be working with them, this is a great time to make sure that they know how much you appreciate them. There are many methods you can use which are genuine and proven to demonstrate your appreciation and commitment. A personal favorite is sending a handwritten, hand-addressed thank you note expressing gratitude for your client's trust in your product or service. Be humble and express your gratitude. The reason these handwritten notes are a favorite of mine is because they honestly, they stand out in many industries today. First of all, they're going to get to their desk. They're going to get to them, and they're handwritten, so they know it's not a piece of junk mail. And I often will use a blank envelope with no return address. So when they open it up, it's like, okay, somebody sent me this handwritten note. What is it? And then they get that handwritten note. It is a definite area where you will receive reciprocity from your client when they receive this. And so I love handwritten notes for many purposes and many uses throughout the sales process and after the sale, and continuing to nurture and grow the relationship. Now, another method is a brief phone call. It's an effective means of conveying your gratitude and excitement to begin your work together. Plan to inquire if your client has any questions, concerns, or feedback. And this demonstrates your commitment to their satisfaction and provides an opportunity to address any initial issues. Now, whatever method you use, and I've got some other ideas I'm going to share with you, one of the key points, this is a bonus tip again, you need to be prompt. Okay, don't let it linger. So if a client sends you an email after hours telling you that they're moving forward with you, you know what? In sales, you really should don't let them wait until halfway through the next day to hear from you. You need to, if you don't respond that evening, which you don't have to call them, of course, but you can send them a brief text or an email, but you can also then reach out first thing in the morning. You need to let them know how excited and grateful you are that they've selected you, they trusting you to deliver whatever your product or service is. And that gives them that immediate, feel good, like, oh yeah, they're excited to be working with us. They're excited that they got the sale, right? So make sure you do that promptly. Don't let it linger. And I'm going to keep harping on this. Do not have them receive 10 or more automated emails. Within 24 hours, it's just going to be a hot mess. Don't do that. It's just going to turn that smile upside down. Now, some other ideas. For some businesses, you may want to leverage a welcome kit or onboarding package. A well thought out welcome kit or onboarding package helps. It can include helpful resources, guides, and tips related to your product or service. This shows your commitment to your client's success in using your offering effectively. Now, here's an example. For real estate, a real estate agent would provide their client, the owner of the new listing, a guide to all the things to do when preparing the house to show, along with a basket of specialty cleaning products. And that's a great idea because, they may not have the exact cleaning product that they may need to clean brass doorknobs. I actually had brass doorknobs, and I actually had copper doorknobs in a house that was an older home, and I had to clean all these copper doorknobs, right? So these are great ways to have this item that's not only moving the sale forward, you're giving them something that's of value and matters to them. Some of you may like to use branded merchandise or samples of complementary products. Now, I do want you to be mindful to ensure these gifts align with your client's preferences and interests. In some cases, your client's organization, their policies regarding gifts or tokens of appreciation, you need to be very in tune with that, because sometimes they can't accept a gift that's more than $5, worth more than $5 or something like that. And how many branded coffee mugs does anyone need? I mean, think about those branded merchandise, and is it something that they're truly going to be able to use and will, or is it just something that they're going to end up throwing in the Goodwill or the other charitable donation pile to get rid of? So be mindful of those two things on whatever type of gift that you provide. the company policy on acceptance of gifts or tokens, and does it really have any value or impact and positive associations for your client? Then there are usually always opportunities for you to provide access to exclusive content. These could be video trainings, courses, or materials. You can have your client get the most that helps them get the most out of your product or service. It could be a binder that you've put together with the process and the steps that you'll be going through and has all the information about your product or service. That could be sort of a combination of something that's an onboarding kit, and yet it's also directly related to your product or service in that sense of this exclusive content. All of this demonstrates your commitment to their ongoing learning and success. And the key to demonstrating genuine appreciation and commitment is to make your client feel valued and supported throughout their journey and their company. These are sincere efforts by you to build a long-lasting, mutually beneficial relationship. Now, as I wrap up, I want to share a story, and it's not about the technology company and all their emails. So it is about a product or service that back in the corporate day, we had a brand new product/service that we were offering. I thought it was brilliant. I went out, I was the first person to sell it to a client. And so the next thing was, how are we going to, I said, okay, what's our implementation roadmap? How, what do I need to do for the client? To literally be in a room with people who look like deer in the headlights. They had come up with this great product, technology-based product, but had no idea how to actually implement it. They had not ever thought of that. So now I'm really good at planning and implementing and managing things like this. So I was the one, because I was the first person to sell it, I created the roadmap that was used ever after in our corporation for implementing this type of product or service. So the key, if any of this, is that then I was scrambling. Okay, I was scrambling to take care of this. And you hear all along about people who do things like this on the fly. But it is a lot of work. It causes immense stress, and you're making it up as you go. And it isn't a smooth and easy transition. Now, in my case, I was really good at this. I had a really great relationship with my client, and I knew their business really well. So I made it a smooth and easy transition from their perspective. The client's perspective is truth. It was a hot mess on the other side, but we got it sorted. What I'm telling you this for is that I don't want you to be in that situation of trying to sort out this hot mess with everything else that you've got going on. All right. Think it through. How are you going to service your client? How are you going to implement the product or service, whatever it is, the solution that you're providing? And you don't have to have every step mapped out, especially if you're new and this is a brand new product or service, but you've got to have at least a high level roadmap of what that looks like. And when you do that, take another look. All right. Don't overcomplicate it. Make it simple, make it make sense, make it easy. All right. So that's my little tale from corporate America, that Fortune 500 secret to help you. So when you sell your first product or service, or a brand new service or product, that you've got a plan in place, at least the roadmap of a plan for how you're going to implement and deliver this product or service. The transition from selling to implementing your solution should be a seamless, client-centric process. Your primary focus should be on delivering value, solving problems, and building a long-term, mutually beneficial relationship with your clients. Your after-sale transition, it defines your ongoing relationship with the client. It ensures that you both are on the same page regarding service expectations, responsibilities, and performance metrics. And this clarity, it fosters trust. It helps maintain a positive client-provider relationship and ultimately contributes to the delivery of lasting impact and value for your client's business. Thank you so much for tuning in. My purpose is for you to get more clients. Bottom line, don't make this harder than it has to be. Sales should be a win-win. On behalf of Petite to Queen, I've carved out a limited number of time slots to invite you to hop on and ignite your sales call with me to see what's working, not working, and what you would love to have working. I'm going to see how I might further support you in effectively generating more leads, converting more sales, and fulfilling on your promise as a brand and organization. The fastest way to success is to assure people know that they matter. And the best way to make this happen is to build a consistent sales strategy to acquire, convert, and capitalize on every lead. You will find growing your business is easy and lucrative. Today, we explored why after the sale is crucial to your growth and success. The key is for you to implement these steps and stop wasting your time, energy, and resources. You have the opportunity to jump in and get the support you need for true success. Say yes to you and get on a call with me. I'm really, truly gifted at this, and you deserve a shortcut to your success with the right support. Go to p2q.link/win-win. Our programs that we have at Petite to Queen, our Get More Clients programs, are designed for immediate on-the-fly implementation and for individuals committed to taking action to move their business forward. You can learn more about all of our consulting services on our website at petitetoqueen.com. You can also connect with me on our website and to stay current on all of our insightful advice, our breakthrough advantages, and never miss an episode of Get More Clients. Sign up for our weekly wisdoms newsletter at petitetoqueen.com. Next week on Get More Clients, we will be discussing magnify your relationships and opportunities with genuine kindness. Make sure you don't miss a single episode by subscribing to Get More Clients wherever you get your podcasts. And if you love the show, please share it and give us a 5-star review. We would very much appreciate it. I will see you next week on Get More Clients.